This disaster raises an important question. How can we be better prepared to prevent such tragedies or limit their damage? A comprehensive strategy is needed. This includes restoring natural ecosystems, such as reforesting damaged areas, sustainable land management, and building resilient infrastructure that can withstand extreme weather conditions are also essential. Technology is playing a growing role in dealing with such disasters. Modern warning systems, using satellite data and real-time monitoring by drones, can quickly disseminate information about impending dangers. This gives communities more time to respond, evacuate, and prepare themselves. In the face of Tonamenda natur like rampa, it is essential that governments and local authorities pay more attention to education and community involvement. People should not only be aware of the dangers around them, but also have practical knowledge of what to do when a disaster strikes. This means that emergency plans must be clear and accessible. Infrastructure must be built and strengthened to better withstand extreme conditions. And social networks must be supportive and reliable, so people can help one another in difficult times. When we look at the mudslides that recently struck Yunnan province in China, we realize that such disaster zones are not confined to one part of the world. From Asia to America and Africa, many communities suffer from similar natural disasters. This is a global challenge that affects us all. That's why it's important to learn lessons from these tragedies and apply them wherever possible, to better prepare vulnerable regions and protect millions of lives. Mudslides often result from a combination of factors: heavy rainfall, unstable soil, and human activities such as deforestation. The destruction of trees and vegetation removes natural soil anchoring, increasing the risk of landslides and mudflows. In areas with steep slopes and loose soil, even a short but intense rainfall can destabilize the earth with catastrophic consequences. This is not only an environmental issue, but also a social and economic one, as communities lose their homes, infrastructure, and even lives. These realities call for an integrated approach to disaster management. This includes restoring and protecting natural ecosystems such as forests and watersheds, sustainable soil management, and using technology to improve warning systems. Modern tools like satellites and drones can help identify risk areas early and quickly distribute alerts. This gives people the chance to secure their safety and evacuate in time. It is also crucial that governments and aid organizations work together to make infrastructure more resilient. Roads, bridges, and water management systems must be designed to withstand extreme weather conditions. Furthermore, emergency relief and recovery efforts must be well planned and executed so that those affected receive help quickly, and the path to recovery becomes shorter and less painful. But disaster recovery is not only the responsibility of authorities. Communities themselves play an important role. By supporting one another and standing together, people can be stronger and better prepared. Building social networks that help each other in times of crisis is a key factor in how well a community can survive and recover from a disaster. In addition, education can make a big difference. When people understand what causes disasters and how to respond, they take responsibility and help improve their own safety and that of others. I invite you to think about the role you, as an individual, can play. Can you perhaps organize your neighborhood to work on an emergency plan? Or can you help raise awareness about environmental protection? Every small step makes a difference. Together, we can build a culture of preparedness and care, which helps us all to be safer and stronger when nature shows its power. As we learn more about environmental issues and the impact of natural disasters, it is important not to lose hope. There is always a way forward. Through cooperation, education, and the smart use of technology, we can reduce the damage disasters cause and help communities recover more quickly. I encourage you to also watch my other videos, where we explore further topics related to the environment and disasters. Together, we can build greater awareness and understanding of how to protect the Earth and ensure a sustainable future. Thank you for exploring this important topic with me. Let us learn, stand together, and build hope for a future where humanity and nature live in harmony. and where we are all better prepared to face the challenges of natural disasters. Disasters such as mudslides have the power to radically change lives and uproot entire communities in an instant. Today, I want to take you to Yunnan province in China, a beautiful but vulnerable region that has recently been hit hard by a series of devastating mudslides. This disaster has not only destroyed infrastructure, but also had a profound, lasting impact on the lives of the people and the surrounding environment. Yunnan is known for its spectacular natural landscapes, rich biodiversity, and a volatile climate. The province is located in a mountainous region where steep slopes and valleys form the terrain. However, this unique geography makes it very susceptible to mudslides, especially during the wet season when the rain can be intense and continuous. As soon as heavy rain falls over the mountains, the ground becomes soft and loses its stability, and then large masses of mud, rocks, and vegetation move down with incredible force, destroying everything in their path. The latest series of mudslides has caused devastating damage in several parts of Yunnan. Houses have been washed away, roads and bridges have been destroyed, and countless families have lost their homes and belongings. Many people have been forced to take shelter in emergency camps, set up by the government and various aid organizations. The recovery process is long and challenging, requiring a concerted effort to rebuild infrastructure and rebuild communities. Rescue teams are working day and night, often under very difficult conditions. They are searching for survivors, providing urgent medical assistance, and trying to restore basic necessities such as clean water, food, and electricity as quickly as possible. The rugged terrain and remoteness of many villages make these operations very difficult, but they are working tirelessly to save lives and bring hope to the traumatized communities. But what is the main cause of these mudslides? The primary factor is, of course, the heavy and persistent rainfall that occurs over certain periods. Yunnan experiences a wet season that is often characterized by intense and prolonged rainfall. This rain makes the soil soft and unstable, making it easy for mud to slide down. This process is further exacerbated by human activities such as deforestation and unsustainable land use. Deforestation has played a major role in the increased risk of mudslides. When trees and vegetation are removed, we also remove the roots that anchor and stabilize the soil. Without this natural anchor, the soil becomes looser and more prone to sliding. The geological composition of the soil and the steepness of the mountains also contribute to vulnerability. In areas with very loose soil and steep slopes, the risk of mudslides is particularly high. Statistics and research show a clear link between deforestation and the occurrence of mudslides. This is an urgent warning about the impact of human intervention on nature. When we destroy the environment, we not only increase the risk of such disasters, but we also put the lives of people living in those environments at risk. Images of the disaster areas are terrifying. Giant rocks, mud, and trees have destroyed streets, homes and fields. Roads and bridges have been blocked with debris, hampering rescue efforts and leaving some towns inaccessible for days. These challenges are compounding the impact of the disaster, as people are cut off from emergency aid and essential services. One of the most moving stories comes from a local woman who only managed to escape the disaster with death in her eyes. She recounted how the ground beneath her house began to shift, and how she had to fight against the mud and rocks to survive. Such stories remind us of the human side of these natural disasters and the incredible resilience of those affected. Despite the devastation, these tragedies also bring a sense of hope and solidarity. Communities come together to support each other, and aid agencies and the government coordinate their efforts to provide emergency relief and plan the path to recovery. It is a long and arduous process, but with continued cooperation, the people of Yunnan can build a new future.